So the controversial topic for I'm going to bring up and talk about is.
I know, I'm ready for this
yes,
one. Do I even know it?
You do know it.
We have a piece of paper usually.
I know I tell my clients.
You guys had no like.
No, we usually do. We check
I usually tell my clients to follow a couple people, and I tell you to follow other trainers and follow other people out there that are giving out good advice. I unfortunately will. I highly recommend not to follow these two people or three people anymore. One is Dr. Karen Becker, and the other is Rodney Habib. And I never really said to really follow Susan Garrett before, but I don't. They had posted a video, and this is what happened. They posted a video on Facebook of talking about dog training tools, and he had them all lined up. They were kind of making fun of remote collar. So they had a timer put on a collar, and they were calling it a shock collar, and they were making fun of it. At one point, they had removed this video, but at one point, Susan Garrett had said that 3 dogs had died in a group class from using those tools.
A prong
collar, remote collar. I looked it up. Now, this is where the credibility, like, how could you trust any credible thing that comes out of their mouths again, when almost all 3 of them are standing in this room, and Susan Garrett said 3 dogs had died from using those tools in the group class. That is a lie. Unless you can prove, I would love to see it.
Credibility of it.
And then if you post it and show me where the 3 dogs died in the group class, I would love to see it from using those tools. And then they were kind of making fun of the tools, the prong collar, the remote collar. Really pushing was the harness, which I don't know where she's training at, but in my world, and especially if we're living in a little dome here in Lehigh Valley,
we are
we're in a
dugout.
But almost all the dogs that come into us with severe behavior issues have gone through positive only force-free dog training, and they've worn a harness. And the harness, that they were talking about all the structural things that the other tools were doing to the dog's body. What they weren't talking about is what the harness does to the dog's body.
Especially not.
And this is a fact. Like even to be a doctor and like Dr. Becker, or to be as high as a dog trainer as Susan Garrett, and you're putting out agenda-based nonsense like that, and not bringing up factual information on what a harness does to a dog's body. All right. It does a lot of damage to the dog's body. The front of the shoulders, the back. It's also studies being shown that the damage on the ACLs because the weight distribution on the harness is not proper. If you see what sled pulling dogs, the weight distribution's on the back tail of the dog's harness for that, not on the front or the back clip. And you can read Dr. Kamen's book, Veterinary Chiropractor. He goes into this stuff. And for them to post that video, I found it as just so disrespectful. And I
the
guess
dog training world that looked up to them.
To me, like I won't follow you guys anymore. You got to be kidding me. I can't even take anything that you say. I don't give a crap if it's on nutrition anymore. If you stuck to nutrition, great. But how am I even supposed to believe you on that when you're making up crap about 3 dogs dying in a group class from a freaking prong collar and a remote collar? Like, just nonsense. And it got so much backlash that they removed the video. Then they put up a video the next day apologizing for that video that they put up the prior day.
Well, barely.
And it was hardly an apology. I'm just going to put that there. And then they deleted that video. Right? So
we're going to wait for it. Long story short, there was a lot of deleting going on.
On top of that, I guess like in the balanced community, I don't condone this whatsoever, but I guess there was a lot of hateful like death threats and stuff to Dr. Becker for
that's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
at the same point in my same breath that I'm saying, welcome to our world in the balanced dog training world.
Yes.
Welcome, Dr. Becker. Welcome, Susan Garrett, and welcome, Rodney Habib. That's what goes on to us. Literally, I have colleagues over in the UK that post a prong collar video. They were so scared about putting a prong collar on a dog. They had hundreds, if not thousands, of death threats sent to them over a prong collar from your deposit only force free community, Dr. Becker, Susan Garrett, from you guys. You guys never stepped up as a true leader and said, you know what, force free movement, positive only movement, don't do that to them. There's a reason for balanced dog training. That's the leadership that should be there. They never did that, ever. And to sit there and now try to blame the balance trainers for doing that, there's only so much push that the balance trainers could get in toxicity. A lot of balanced dog trainers' businesses have been destroyed by these people. And you never said a word. But now you want us to say a word? Like, I'll speak on it. Like, the balanced dog trainers that put any death threats and stuff, that's horrendous. Don't do that stuff. That's crazy. I'll be the leader and say that. But you know what? You guys never said any shock collar, as you put it, and you made fun of it, and you were making fun of balanced dog trainers to the point that Dr. Becker now had rescinded her. She was supposed to be the guest speaker at the IACP, and she rescinded the guest speaking. So, you know what? Maybe that's a good thing, because why would I want somebody to speak at an event that hates us or is making fun of us? Not even hates us, but just makes fun of us as being dog trainers.
Yeah, because they didn't even have a regular e-collar.
Yeah, they were making fun of the whole thing. And as a leader, if she's going to be a leader, she should have stuck up and said, "Hey, Susan, that's not right." I know a lot of good dog trainers that don't do this type of thing, and that
most of us don't do that.
Yes.
The majority of us.
Yeah, majority of the dog trainers I know don't do this. I know, and et cetera. I don't know what their point was at doing this, but they were trying to get to a point of like saying that that was saying that I guess go get a professional dog trainer to use these tools. That point was never made. That point was like not really the whole focal point. The focal point was like Susan Garrett using a harness and not using any other tools.
Harness is so stressful too, mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, not only just physically.
So it's a major thing in the dog world. So now, if she canceled the IACP and she doesn't want to be part of doing the conference, fine. I'm fine with that. She shouldn't have canceled. She should have kept it on. But if it wasn't, apparently it wasn't because of this. But it's very weird that the timing, like, I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist.
That was very squirrely.
Like, you post a video, and then like a day later or 2 days later, you rescinded the whole speaking of being a speaker on at the IACP. But welcome to the balanced dog training world, where we get hate every single day. Me personally, I've had positive only force free trainers come on and call me derogatory names. Not my language. I've had them come on and call me a queer, and things like this. This isn't right.
I remember that.
And my one of my brothers is gay, and you're going on there just calling like me derogatory names and stuff, like unbelievable stuff. Toxic people. And this happens every single day in the balanced dog training world. And Becker and Susan Garrett, I've never seen a post from them saying, "Hey, listen, force-free movement, don't do this stuff. This is not going to open up discussions for us to actually get along." And what that video did was more divisive, if anything. That's why they deleted it. They should be proud. Be proud of any video you put up, right? Then they put up a second video. They delete that too. Be proud of any video you put up if you actually believe in it. They don't. So that's just my 2 cents on my little rant here on that video. And I do not recommend any of my clients following them, because I do not want you to get misinformation.
You should follow me.
Yes, follow Blaze.
You should follow me.
They can see a shirt here.
Right here.
That we can do this again.